Hi everyone, my name is Ming, and today I'm going to talk about the much anticipated new condominium coming up in District 15, Emerald of Katong. Watch till the end as I will also share my prediction on the estimated launch day pricing. Let's go. First, let's take a look at where the development is located. Emerald of Katong is on Jalan Tembusu, along Tanjung Katong Road, directly across from Tembusu Grand. It is minutes away walk from the eateries and also cafes along Tanjung Katong Road. And if you drive towards the north, you will reach PLQ in less than 5 minutes. And if you drive down south towards Tanjung Katong MRT, you will get to ECP in less than 3 minutes, which will take you straight to the airport or the CBD. By walking, you are also less than 10 minutes away from Tanjung Katong MRT. Now, for parents, this will be something for you to take note. Hegel School and Tanjung Katong Primary are within 1 km to the development, and within 2 km, you have Konghua School, Taonan School, and CHIJ Katong Primary. In terms of connectivity-wise, you are also less than 10 minutes away from Tanjung Katong MRT, which is 1 stop to Marine Parade, 4 stops to Gardens by the Bay, 6 stops to Marina Bay, and 7 stops to Shenton Way. And by buses, there are also direct buses from across the condominium that will take you to the CBD, Chinatown, and Bugis. So here's more information about the development. There's a total of 846 units and it's developed by Simlian Group. Units range from 1 bedroom plus study to 5 bedrooms. And also there are a total of 6 blocks of 18, 19 and 21 story apartments with full basement car parks, communal facilities and swimming pool. Before we get into the price predictions, let's analyze the land bid price for Emerald of Katong as compared to Tembusu Grand. The Emerald of Katong site has a higher gross floor area and has a slightly bigger site area, so developers' overall investment in terms of quantum is higher than Tembusu Grand. However, if we look at the bid price in terms of PSF, Tembusu Grand's bid is $1,302 as compared to Emerald of Katong's $1,069.4. This represents a 21.8% difference between the two. And if we look at the estimated break-even PSF per plot ratio, for Emerald of Katong is also 1,911 PSF compared to Tembusu's Grand 2,130 PSF. But does a lower land bid translate to a lower starting price? First, let's take a deeper look as to why Simlian Group put in a lower land bid. This could be due to the new harmonized floor area definitions announced by URA. Before the announcement, aircon ledges and void spaces are not included in the gross floor area, but could be included as part of the saleable area of the unit, meaning developers could build a big aircon ledge and profit off it by charging it to the consumers. This change here could benefit buyers because developers now have no incentive to build an oversized aircon ledge anymore. However, the reduction in saleable GFA could be the main reason why Simlian Group bidded conservatively, as their profit margins is expected to be slimmer with the new guidelines. Next, let's take a look at the land bid requirement for this site. Something interesting for Emerald of Katong is that Simlian Group is also responsible for building a 0.52 hectare public park beside the site. And also they will need to retain 9 rain trees in the park in compliance to URA and NParks requirement. This is likely to add development costs to the site, which explain the lower land cost bidded by the developers. So with the harmonization guidelines and the park requirements in mind, will Simlian Group still be able to price their units competitively? Now, let's take a look at the unit mix across the different unit types at Emerald of Katong. The reported unit size here does not include the aircon ledge, which is why it might appear to be slightly smaller as compared to the other developments. One thing to also note is that the price PSF is likely to appear high because of the smaller unit size in line with the harmonization guidelines. To illustrate this, I'm going to use Lentor Collection as an example. Lentor Mansion was the first ever harmonization project to be launched and was one of the best-selling projects in Lentor from day one. Many units were sold at an attractive quantum, with the 2-bed 1-bath going at around 1.23 million and 3-bedroom 2-bath in the 1.7 million range. These units were of a good size. However, because developers could not include the aircon ledges as a saleable area, the unit sizes appeared smaller on paper, resulting in a higher PSF, which is why Lentor Mansion's average PSF is the highest across the Lentor project. So taking a similar concept, we can expect the PSF for Emerald of Katong to be a little bit higher as compared to the neighboring new launches. Over the next few slides, I've pulled out the average selling PSF of the current new developments in the area as a comparison. Note, the average selling price for the Continuum is much higher because of its freehold status. So what you see on the slide now is a 1-bedroom plus study price comparison, its average PSF, and now the 2-bedroom and the 3-bedroom, the 4-bedroom price, and finally the 5-bedroom price comparison. So keeping all this in mind, now let's talk about my price prediction for Emerald of Katong. Just a disclaimer, this is purely based on what I feel the developer can be launching at, but we'll have to wait and find out as we still do not have complete information, such as knowing the finishings of the units, which could also impact costs as well. Also note the range I'm quoting is starting from price. So for example, for the 1-bedroom plus study, I think units can start from a range of 1.282 million to 1.331 million onwards. Now, for the smaller unit types, the 1-bedroom plus study and the 2-bedroom, I think we'll see anywhere between a 5 to 10% increase in average PSF from the current launches, which I've estimated to be between 2,600 to 2,750 PSF. For the bigger units type, the 3-bedroom onwards, developers might launch it in a similar range of the current launches, which I've estimated to be between 2,400 to 2,650 PSF. So, assuming the developers will launch Emerald of Katong at this price, will this be a good buy? So, to determine if this is a good buy, we're going to use Emerald of Katong's predicted starting price range as compared to the resale condominiums in the vicinity. First, we start with the 1-bedroom plus study units. Emerald of Katong's predicted starting price ranges from 1.282 million to 1.331 million. As compared, Tembusu's Grand's 1-bedroom plus study is now priced from 1.392 million onwards, and as comparison to a resale freehold condominium 1 Amber, which has a slightly bigger size 1-bedroom, has last transacted at 1.27 million. So if we're talking about the 1-bedroom plus study and the 1-bedroom units right here, I would say Emerald of Katong's potential starting price is in between. And if you're looking for a new condominium in this area, then you might want to wait for its launch day pricing to make a comparison. Now, let's take a look at the 2-bedroom units and compare it with the resale condominiums. Emerald of Katong's predicted starting price ranges from 1.622 million to 1.890 million. If you're looking to buy into a 2-bedroom resale condominiums in the area right now, you'll be looking at a quantum of about $1.9 million onwards, which means there's a little bit of a price gap between the expected starting price for Emerald of Katong and the resale condominiums in the area. So if the developer actually start Emerald of Katong at this starting price range, whether you're an investor or a home buyer who might be a little bit sensitive about the quantum, Emerald of Katong will present a good opportunity for you to buy in. Next, let's look at the 3-bedroom and compare its pricing. Emerald of Katong's predicted starting price ranges from 2.251 million to 2.71 million onwards. And if you're looking, Tembusu Grand, which is a new launch, has units priced from 2.648 million onwards. However, for a resale in Head Court, 1 Amber, and the Estar, most of the units are from 2.7 million onwards, with some units transacting over $3 million. So if Simlian Group can actually price a little bit lower on the range, Emerald of Katong's pricing will definitely look very attractive to investors or buyers looking to buy a 3-bedroom in this area. Lastly, looking at the 4-bedroom unit here, Emerald of Katong's predicted starting price range is from 2.88 million to 3.348 million. So as compared, if the developers actually come in at a lower range right here, the 4 bedrooms are going to look very attractive, even if we compare it with the new condominiums or the resale condominiums, because the new condominiums like Tembusu Grand have units starting from 3.288 million, whereas Head Court, 1 Amber, and the Estar all have units over the $3 million price point as well. So we're not comparing the 5-bedroom unit prices here because there's not a lot of recent resale transactions. But looking at the price prediction for Emerald of Katong, the 5-bedroom is expected to start from 3.40 million to 3.824 million onwards. And in comparison with the new condominiums like the Continuum and Grand Diamond, I would say that this pricing is actually quite attractive because those condominiums have units going over $5 million. And lastly, we're going to talk about future price support. If you look at the map, you can see that there's actually 2 zone residential sites coming up in the Tanjong Katong area, one behind Tembusu Grand and Head Court, and one in front of Emerald of Katong. It's likely that future developers will need to buy these plots of land at a higher price, which means it will support the capital growth for Emerald of Katong. Emerald of Katong's price growth will be supported by the 3 developments seeking en bloc in the area. Katong Shopping Centre, Katong Plaza, and Roxy Squares are all mixed-use developments that's currently on the market for en bloc, and their PSF per plot ratio is around 2,000 square feet onwards, as compared to Emerald of Katong, which is only 1,069.4. So if the sale of these en bloc developments go through, you'll be happy to know that there's definitely price support for Emerald of Katong in the future. If you're interested to check out Emerald of Katong for yourself, the show flat is expected to open at the end of September and early October, so you can either DM me here or reach out to me on Instagram and TikTok at The Property Ming, and I'll send you the latest information. I'll also be doing another video once the official price is dropped, so subscribe to this channel for the latest updates. And that's all for today. My name is Ming, and I'll see you the next time. Bye!